Welcome to Sister Lucy Kurien. And again, she will tell you about her project and about her life and her challenges as a woman on the spiritual journey. Thank you, Sister.
Thank you. So, namaste. I was thinking, is it okay if I start with a small bhajan? That is a small, it's just a 1 minute prayer song. Okay? It's in Hindi, and the meaning is we worship God, the heaven and the earth, together we worship. Vandenam, Vandenam, Karate Vandenam, 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 Karate Vandenam. Ye Zameen Asman Karate Vandenam. Ye Zameen Asman Karate Vandenam. Vandenam, Vandenam, Karate Vandenam. Vandenam, Vandenam, Karate Vandenam. Karate Vandenam. So, good morning. Last night we were told to be compassionately brief. And I will do so. First of all, I want to just begin with before I tell you how I started the project Maher, I want to tell you my own life journey. And that is, I was born in a very traditionally Catholic family. And then we were 9 children in a family, so there was not much of education that I could go through because of the situation at home at that time, and also we were in a remote village. So I moved to Bombay to take up a job and help my family. When I reached Bombay, those of you, I don't know, some of you must have been to Kerala. Going to Bombay as a young girl, seeing the slums of Bombay was really a shock for me. But at that time, my parents needed help, so I took up the job, I continued working. I worked for almost 6 years, of course, going in between homes, staying at home, coming back, taking up the job, etc. Then finally I decided I have to do something for the people. And so I joined a missionary congregation which is called Sisters of the Cross of Chavanod. Our origin is France. And then very happily I applied many a congregation, and this is the congregation that accepted me with that least, the education. So as you know, my background now, I'm not a theologian, I'm not a speaker, but a simple woman from India. So with that, I joined the congregation, and then I worked within the congregation for 10 years. But I can tell you, somehow, the initial stages for 5-6 years, I really enjoyed the comfort the religious life offered me. Because we really had, this is the convent that was started in the West, in France, and the same type of convent they had set up in India, and I enjoyed the comfort. Okay, I had a room to myself, we had servants to cook and give us food, our plates were taken off and what's that called? Our clothes were washed and given to us, and I had to do little work. Okay, that's all. But then something started disturbing me. I said, "Oh my God, for what I had come, and what am I doing now?" This question came to me very, very strongly, especially when we were having I don't know if any of you will understand, the congregation chapter, which means, we make new rules for the 6 years. So I was also one of the elected member for that, and I said, and then it was very strongly written, option for the poor. And I said, my God, option for the poor means that we have to opt to work for the people, and I am here served right and left by the servants. I had very little to do anything with the servants. The servants ate separate food and separate prayers, everything. And here we are, my God, with that white dress, and all, the dress, I don't know, most of you all must be familiar with all those. And I looked so beautiful, and I was there. But I found I was an unfit person in Indian society, really to tell you. I was, because when I went home, I found even my own mother taking out the best plates, the best cutleries that was there. I said, what is wrong? I could not make out, but it was my dress that was causing them all that to give me that comfort. Oh my God. Anyway, then I said, no, I have to do something. But I did not know what I was supposed to do. And while I was struggling with this thought, I saw one of our sister doing some type of social work. And I asked that sister, can I join her? And she warmly welcomed me. I went there and I started working with her. And but I was not happy again, because I found again my life was not really with the poor. I was staying with her, and the poor people were all right around us. And suddenly what happened was that one fine day, once I want to tell you the story now, why I started the project Maher. While I was there, one woman came to me asking for shelter. She told me that her husband was threatening to kill her because he was in love with another woman. And he was also an alcoholic. And she told me sometimes when he says, get out, I have to get out of the house because he can kill me. I listened to all these stories, but I said, now what shall I do? I had no option. I had nothing to offer her. And then, of course, I had this house, but then the rules of the convent life, I couldn't take that woman inside. More, she was a Hindu woman. Okay, so I said, now what shall I do? I understood whatever she was telling me was a genuine story. But I didn't want to take the risk, I didn't want to displease the sisters in the convent. I'll do what I think was okay. So I, just let that woman go. But unfortunately, that very night, her husband poured kerosene oil on her and set her on fire. This woman was 7 months pregnant. And by the time I reached the place, because I also heard the shouting and yelling, because we were staying very close to what we call it in India, slum areas. Okay, I don't know, those of you are not been to India, it will be very difficult for you all to understand what is slum. Okay, it's the family staying very close to each other, just 10 by 10 feet rooms or less than that, that type of rooms. So I ran there to see, like any other onlooker, what was happening. When I reached there, this woman came running to me and said, save me, save me. In Hindi, she was telling me, mujhe bachao. And it was that time I realized, oh my God, it is the same woman, I was so sad. I took this woman to the hospital, but it was too late. When I reached the hospital, doctor said she is 90% burnt. There's nothing we can do. I asked doctor whether anything can be done to save the baby. Doctor took her to the theater, but what we got in our hand was a fully burnt baby. And you can imagine, because I was very much involved in that case, okay? And the whole feeling, all the time I was blaming the rules of the convent and, not blaming myself not for not having courage to do something. All the time everything was outside of me. And I said, oh my God. And at that time, I met very many good friends because, this particular story was also in the newspaper and, many people came to know about it. And I was also talking to many friends. And then a Catholic priest I met and I shared with him all this. And he said, I would like to do something for the women, but I don't know what to do. Of course, so the sister with whom I was working, she was doing something for the women, starting, she had not a similar type, but a home. But again, it was outside of us. It's nothing to do with us, as sisters. Then I said, no, I spoke to this priest and many friends, and suddenly the help started coming in. And we set up our first home in 1997. It was very difficult. I want to tell you, just before I start with the Maher, all the things that we are doing now, my struggles with my own congregation. I love my sisters so dearly. And now to get out and do something, it was very difficult. What they were telling me, Lucy, you do whatever you want, but you stay within the convent. And I found my life was not touching that other human being. My life was, it's that you and we type of a feeling. It's not coming that we feeling, It's all the time something else. I said, no. This is not the way I am thinking. I want to stay with the people. Okay. So I went about asking for permission. First, of course, we have to get the permission, as you all know, from the general, then from the provincial, local bishop. Finally, I got all these permissions then. It was not easy. It was a very difficult step that I had to go through. But finally, by the grace of God, I got all this permission and I started off. We started off in 1997, the first home. From 1997 to now, we were able to help out over 1,500 such cases. And as you know, as I said, as a Catholic nun, again, very impractical. Women means I never thought also children. Being a nun, I did not. For me, my focus was women. Okay, nothing to do with the children. But then little I realized every woman who was coming to my help, coming with 1, 2, and sometimes 6 and 7 children. Oh my God! I said, now what shall I do? Because I could not keep the children out and say, you come. I had to take both of them. So I took everything. And suddenly I found the number had increased so much. Okay. So I said, now we will go and ask some people who are running the homes for children. Fortunately, some nuns gave me permission to send the children. I sent there. And when the children came back, I asked the children, can you all say some prayers? We were having meditation that day. The first thing, and all of them are Hindu children, 10 children I had sent, all the children came back and they said, Our Father. All these children were Hindus. I said, oh my God. I said, all these children are Hindus, nobody is Christian, and they are saying, Our Father. I said, my God, something is wrong. Then I thought to myself, no, I will not send these children from Maher, because in Maher we were teaching them to have an interreligious approach, an interfaith approach, okay? To have everyone connected to one another, whether it is the Muslims or Hindus or Buddhists, there was no problem, okay? We were so many Hindus, Muslims and everybody together, and here we are saying Our Father. I said, this is something wrong, okay? So I stopped sending the children to any of this institution. And similarly, I also sent the children to other organizations and they were saying the Hindu prayers. Okay? And when they came to Maher, the women are Muslims. And some of them are really, the thinking is so fundamental. And here the children are Shubham Karoti, Kalyanam, there is a type of a prayer that they use. I said, oh my God, this is... and I said, no. Something went wrong with the mic. Okay, yeah. So, okay. So then I said, no, this is something wrong. Okay, I have to teach children something that is, can be for all. So I have to invent something. Now I am also a Catholic nun. Okay, I'm taught all this kind of prayers to be very traditionally. So I have to learn myself. Okay, so of course I was also used to the Vipassana meditation. I had gone once, and I found that was little more better than, I won't say better, but something very practical. So I started using that type of a meditation for children. And all the songs and hymns that we were singing, we addressed to God, the divine, not to Jesus or to Krishna or to Buddha or anything like that, but to this thing. I want to just explain to you the one of the, I think what you can see here. See, now this is the thing that we have in Maher. In every house we have this. Okay? These are all the different symbols of all religion, and which is, in the center is the divine light, we call it. Okay? All the religion is teaching us to go there. That's what I understand. So we put up this in every house. Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you for doing that. So now we have these symbols hanging in all our houses, painted in all our houses, in all our rooms we have this. So that the children and the women and the staff, of course, learn to respect one another's religion and learn what is good in them. And when the children grow up, let them choose whatever they want. And same thing with the women. But some of the women, there are Muslim women who are coming and they want to do during the fast days, they want to fast for 40 days, let them do it. They are free to do that. So that is the way we are trying to bring up this type of spirituality in Maher. Every morning we have 10 minutes of meditation in the morning, 10 minutes in the evening, not too long. Because the children and women, they're not able to concentrate so much like us, where we can sit for hours together. It's not possible for them. So we compromised and we have taken 10 minutes. And those who want to go for a long retreat, they are free to go. We allow them to go. And in fact, for the house mothers, I really insist that you go. Because, when they come back, they know what the children are doing. So that is the type of spirituality we are following in Maher. Okay? And also to be in India, we have a lot of caste problem, as you all know. Okay? And how we can live in Maher, make a caste-free zone. Okay? And that was another struggle also. That means I have to switch on to vegetarianism in the house. Okay? I am not a vegetarian. Okay? Not at all. I love meat and fish because that is what I brought up. If I have to be born in a Hindu Brahmin family, maybe I would love that. But till now, no. I have not yet cultivated to be totally vegetarian. Not at all. But in Maher, yes. Okay? I respect that for the children, because majority of our children are, I can say all over 99% are Hindus. So we should be able to respect that culture because they don't eat so much meat. Okay? So what I did was, I said, I have to change myself. So I switched on to all the food and the thing. I went into the village and learned what they were cooking. Then I found that type of a bhakri, that's chapatis, what we call it, the unbaked chapatis. And then I learned all this because I'm coming from Kerala, where we eat lot of meat and fish, and also Christian culture. So I have to throw that out. That was very difficult. Okay, it was very difficult. Till now it is difficult. Okay, and I'm struggling with that. But I struggled, but I never succeeded in anything to become a perfect person. And yeah, I'm growing with it, And then what I want to tell you, it's not only women and children who are in Maher. It's not only that. We have a lot of work in the villages. I don't know whether you all have heard of self-help groups, microfinance groups. There are about 250 microfinance group, over about 250. Then there are kindergarten and so many other things. Because in India, whatever you start is not enough. Okay? Yeah, because of the vast population that is there. Whatever we do is not enough. So a lot of things like that in the villages, building of toilets. Now when you say building up toilets, you may laugh. What is she trying to do? See, one example I want to give you. About 140 children of us were going to the nearby school. And there are about 1,000 children in that school. But believe it or not, there was not a single toilet in that school. Okay. And what happened in Maher, we were teaching our children toilet habits. And when children went to the school, from 10 in the morning till 5:30 in the evening, they are in the same school without toilet. Now, especially when the girls were having their menstrual period and all that, they were finding it so difficult. And they used to come and tell me, Didi, it's so difficult to be in the school. Then we spoke to the school authorities, and then, of course, it was very, very difficult to convince anybody to build toilets, but we managed. What we did was, I wrote about 300 emails to different friends and asked, give me little money to build some toilet for the school. So people were really good. I can tell you, my experience, all over, I experienced really good people coming forward. Okay? And people came and sent me money, and that is how we were able to build toilets. And that's why we have done a lot of things like that. It's not possible with 20 minutes to tell you all that is really happening in Maher. I welcome you all to come and see Maher, and then you will understand what we are doing. Okay? So that's and many other things. Like one other thing, what I'm struggling with my life is to find Jesus, not which church taught us, but the real Jesus. The church has given me a Jesus that is too divine for me to follow. Okay? I want Jesus. I want to find that Jesus who is so human, who touched the leper, who was with the widow, who was with the, with the children. Okay? If he was so divine, I don't think people would have approached him. Okay? I want to find that Jesus. That is my struggle within now. Okay, I'm struggling with that thought. How will I find Jesus who is so human? And find that Jesus in the Bible. And when Jesus said, whatsoever you do to the least of my brothers, least of my people, you do that unto me. What does it mean in the Bible? Okay? Or when Jesus said, love God and love your neighbor as yourself. We have got, some of us have got the Christian background. What does it mean? Does that mean anything? You know why? We read it because we read Bible, but we don't understand, because the church has given us Jesus as such a great God, and we have forgotten about about Jesus being a human being. You know what happened? When he is a human being, we can follow him. When he is too divine, it is difficult to follow him. I am not a spiritual teacher, but this is my personal struggle, okay? I am not a theologian, but again, I am on a search, okay? And at the moment, for Maher, what I feel is, the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. At the moment in India, this is a big challenge for me, to find that type of committed laborers, because the harvest is so plentiful. With that, I end. And I ask you to...